You want every meal?
Every meal.
Every meal to be filled with big bite moments.
Lick the spoon moments.
And even get your hands off my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share.
From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people together
over delicious food.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
Yeah!
Get ready to toss and triumph this July at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Every Friday in July from 5 to 11 p.m., 2 lucky guests will compete in a ring toss for a chance to win premium play every hour. Each guest will have 50 rings to toss. Whoever lands the most rings on the target takes home $1,000 in premium play. Use your Access Club card to earn entries and triumph. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined.
Nothing makes you feel small like driving next to a big truck. And when a crash occurs, the insurance company wants to make you feel even smaller.
We never let that happen. It's why you need a big law firm with a proven track record of big results.
We'll be right there.
When you get home after a busy day, turn on ABC 12 News at 6.
We'll update you on the biggest stories of the day.
Get you prepared for what's happening next.
And track the storms that threaten mid-Michigan days in advance.
Plus, we're live with team coverage of breaking news.
As soon as it happens.
Tiffany Maddox has been out at the corner of Lapeer and Belsey Road.
They do have the green light to begin some demolition and cleanup.
Watch ABC 12 Evening News at 6. Local news that matters to you.
Coming up on ABC 12 News at 5, village officials in Holly are preparing for an emergency drawdown of Mill Pond. See why some are concerned over the state's involvement in the project. With temperatures continuing to heat up, you may find yourself reaching for that thermostat. We'll let you know how you can reduce your electricity usage while also bringing the temperature down. And taking a live look outside of our Flint Sky Cam today, it was a little bit cooler out there, just gorgeous. Temperatures in the 70s, but that won't be sticking around for long. Chief Meteorologist J.R. Kurtek will let us know what we can expect for our Storm Tracker 12 Alert Day on Thursday.
Covering Flint, Saginaw, Bay City, and Midland, this is ABC 12 News at 5.
The Trump administration and Harvard University going head-to-head in federal court today over billions of dollars in federal funding cuts. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
The battle between Harvard University and the Trump administration is heating up. The Ivy League school taking the government to federal court, arguing it was an illegal and unconstitutional move when the White House cut $2.6 billion in federal research funding to the university back in April, saying the university hasn't done enough to address anti-Semitism on campus. Harvard officials say that's not true. Today in court, lawyers for the government asking the judge to dismiss the case, saying Harvard should have read the fine print, arguing the language in grant contracts allows termination if a university's actions don't align with government priorities like combating anti-Semitism. Earlier this year, Harvard rejected a list of White House demands, including overhauling hiring and admission practices, demanding the school make it merit-based. The university saying those demands would undermine its independence. Harvard University professor Maya Jasanoff spoke with ABC News back in May.
I myself am partly of Jewish descent, and like many of my Jewish colleagues, I have flourished at Harvard. I was indeed an undergraduate there at a time when a high percentage of my classmates were Jewish. Harvard has become an increasingly inclusive institution over the decades.
Since taking office in January, Trump has cracked down on top U.S. universities, demanding they dismantle their DEI programs. The president also accusing the schools of mishandling last year's pro-Palestinian protests and allowing anti-Semitism to fester on campuses.
They have asked for payroll records. They've asked for years of disciplinary files. They've asked for videos of all student protests going back to 2000. They've given extraordinarily rigid deadlines, a deadline of even just 1 week for those most recent demands.
And Trump is slamming the judge in this case, calling her a total disaster, saying that the government would immediately appeal if she rules in Harvard's favor. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, it was really nice out there today, that sunshine, a nice breeze. But JR, I hear things are really going to start to heat up later this week.
That's right. We have a shot at 100 degrees again on that heat index, and that's going to come Thursday. Thursday is our next then Storm Tracker 12 Alert Day.
Okay.
Yeah, something to look forward to. In the meantime, we'll have a very pleasant night tonight. In fact, temperatures will be a little bit below average. If you can, turn off the AC, throw open the window, take advantage of the fresh breeze that will be primarily in from the east. And then for tomorrow, a little bit warmer, good bit of sunshine, but still southeasterly breeze will keep our lakeshore communities just a little bit cooler than everyone else. Right now, a good bit of sunshine out there, a little bit of that haze aloft, but in general, pretty darn nice day, pretty darn nice start to our week across mid-Michigan. Storm Tracker 12 Doppler radar not showing anything in our part of the world. Get out and enjoy the evening as best you can, and in whatever manner you choose. Off to the north and west, you can see some showers over Wisconsin. Those are trying to move in our general direction, but we have some pretty dry air and overhead, so I think a lot of that stuff is just going to be fading away. So the forecast overnight, mostly fair skies this evening, fair skies overnight, low temperatures will surround the 50-degree mark. We'll talk more about the heat coming up.
All right, JR, thank you. And as JR mentioned, those temperatures across mid-Michigan will be rising to the triple digits later this week. With the heat comes the need for AC and the demand for electricity. Adam Webster, the electric director at Bay City Electrical Light and Power, says there are many ways to reduce electricity use and bring the temperature down.
Have your air conditioner on, set it at a temperature that you feel comfortable at, but if you leave, go ahead and turn that temperature up a little bit so that it takes away from a little bit of the electricity.
For more on the coming heat wave and how to stay cool, ABC 12's Anthony Ryder has the story coming up later. Police continue investigating a series of fights that led to a large unruly crowd having to be cleared out of the Auto City Speedway on Saginaw Road in the Clio area on Saturday night. The event was designed to provide an alternative to illegal street racing that endangers the public. The Genesee County Sheriff's Office says about 1,000 people were at the event when a small fight broke out in the pit area. That fight continued escalating. Much of the crowd would not comply with police. Police said one person was arrested in connection with the incident. Authorities say nobody was injured from the incident and the crowd did not cause any significant property damage. New at 5 o'clock, a Bay County community is in mourning following the loss of a popular football coach. Brad Tucker passed away this weekend. A cause of his death was not released. The Bangor Township Schools released a statement as Tucker was a high school football coach in that district. And in the statement, the district says it is offering counseling to anyone who needs extra support. Tucker was a 2006 graduate from John Glenn High School. Tucker also served as the Human Resources Director for Bay City, a position he has held since 2021. A 14-year-old was killed and 2 other teenagers were injured following a UTV crash on Friday in Shiawassee County. The crash happened at around 12:40 p.m. at the intersection of Reed and Pittsburgh Roads in Vernon Township. According to the Shiawassee County Sheriff's Office, a 15-year-old was driving the UTV when it left the road and overturned. 14-year-old who died was thrown off the vehicle in that crash. A 15-year-old and another 14-year-old were taken to an area hospital. Their conditions are unknown. That crash is still under investigation. A 20-year-old man died Friday morning following a crash in Gladwin County. That crash happened at the intersection of South School Road and Swinson-Newman Road in Bentley Township just before 6 a.m. According to the Gladwin County Sheriff's Office, a 20-year-old from Bentley Township was driving a Nissan east on Swinson when he drove into the intersection and was hit by a 44-year-old woman from Hay Township driving south on School. The 20-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene, and the woman was taken to the hospital for life-threatening injuries. Police are still investigating the cause of that crash. An update now to a story that we previously brought to you back in May. Despite permit approval for a village-led lowering of water levels, village officials in Holly are preparing for an emergency drawdown of Mill Pond after a conflict with the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy. ABC 12's Tanaya Jordan has our story.
Village officials say they are not opposing the eventual drawdown of the mill pond or any necessary repairs. They say the issue, however, is the urgent nature of EGLE's demands, despite permit approval.
We've never done a summer drawdown before, so we don't really know what the community impact is going to look like or the ecological impact is going to look like.
Holly's village manager, Timothy Price, says the village was previously given permission to carry out lowering its historic mill pond's water level, which normally happens in the fall. He says his team worked with the Department of Natural Resources on environmental planning and coordinating the rescue of shoreline wildlife during the drawdown. Price says the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy changed that on July 14.
An order saying, hey, you guys have to do a drawdown. Based on that order, we've requested a public hearing, or a hearing rather, with the judge on that's scheduled for July 29th at 9 a.m. that we are hoping to flesh out some of the details of why we disagree with the order that's going on.
Regina Keikos, a Stiffs Mill Pond resident and Dam Committee Public Information Officer, says EGLE officials were out in Holly on Monday morning enforcing the drawdown by what she says seemed to be more than the requested 6 inches.
We welcome oversight, but we do not welcome the overreach that EGLE has been giving to us in this. We do want to continue to enforce whatever safety standards EGLE has for us. That's why I took their dam safety owner workshop that they just put on.
Keiko says without any real explanation, EGLE informed the village that Holly may no longer carry out the drawdown, saying instead, EGLE will take control and that the village may be subject to state-imposed fines and penalties for non-compliance.
EGLE kept citing different parts of code to reference to us. So, like for instance, right now, for them taking emergency action, references part 315, and our dam is not rated the significant level that they would need it to be rated, which is severe, and we're only rated poor.
In a statement sent to ABC 12 News, EGLE said, the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy knows the situation is frustrating, and we share that frustration. Michigan residents should be able to feel confident in the safety of our dams, and the use of our lakes and streams should not be interrupted because of failure to maintain infrastructure. EGLE added they will continue to work with Holly and all other communities facing similar challenges to ensure that safety risks posed by dams are addressed.
We're not arguing about the need to do a drawdown. We're not arguing about the need to do repairs. What we're arguing about is the process that's being followed, and that is not thoughtful.
Officials say the village attorney has filed an injunction requesting a temporary restraining order against EGLE. In Holly, Tanaya Jordan, ABC 12 News.